you know?
You're never going to beat it for its excitement level.
No.
You have to realize while you're watching it that, like life, nobody gets out for free.
Yeah.
Like life. I mean, it's almost a microcosm of life. It's crazy struggle, and it doesn't always end your way. There's what competition is in mixed martial arts is the most extreme version of problem solving we have outside of war.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most extreme with dire physical consequences. You get brained, like we saw Pat Barry get KO'd there. You know, I mean, that's the consequences of this game. But the reality or the take is nobody gets out anyway alive.
Yeah.
Like you can, if you choose to experience this extremely high level for very short bursts, understand how much resources you're burning off, understand what you're doing, and proceed wisely.
When I talk to fighters who sometimes question, like, man, what am I doing to myself? I'm just beating people up, and that's what I do. To remind them that what really is happening is two people are coming to an agreement to provide a form of resistance for each other. Like at the highest level of what this is, like you're going to come face to face with someone who's also training and also striving to do everything that you're trying to do, which is what's going to push you up against that form of resistance and give you an opportunity not only to overcome physically, but overcome emotionally, spiritually, psychically, everything. You'll have to bring everything to bear against that form of resistance, whether it's the weight cut or the opponent or the training or everything. And there's something to be said for that. Obviously, the only issue for a lot of people is that you end up paying that price not only then, but later if you get the brain damage, and that's the only bummer of it and something that to be considered. But if it wasn't for that, man, what a fucking beautiful way to do it. Like to get everything all together, unified in one, and provide that ultimate form of resistance, is like unbeatable.
It's definitely the most difficult physical challenge that we know of because you're competing, especially at the highest level, you're competing with someone who's the same size as you, has a commensurate level of expertise as you, and is as motivated as you are to win. And you're in this crazy competition together where you're literally playing a game of press the button. Mm-hmm. Who can shut off whose central nervous system quicker? Mm-hmm. What? Fucking crazy game. You're never gonna duplicate the excitement of that with any other sport. You come close. Like I guess football is probably pretty close for people. Boxing's probably right up there in moments. Like when Juan Manuel Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. He hit him with that beautiful, clean, straight punch and just flattened Pacquiao. That was about as dramatic a moment as you get in any sort of combat sport.
Sure.
You see a superhero like Pacquiao get leveled with one shot. Like, whoa. But that whoa is just so much more prevalent in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
That whoa happens so much more often. It's a totally different thing.
And I think the more rules that you put in front of that kind of primal conflict, the a little bit more it kind of separates it and makes it a sport. Like when you see boxers kind of grabbing each other and doing nothing about it, that's when that moment of like, oh yeah, this is a sport.
Right.
Whereas in MMA, there's fewer of those moments where you go like, oh yeah, this is a sport. It really just feels like people fighting to the death.
Yeah. The only moments where you go, it's a sport, it's like you can't grab the fence or you can't punch the balls or, oh, you poked the eye, timeout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's moments in boxing where you go, well, this is kind of silly. How come you can just hang on like this? How come that guy can't trip you and take you down? How come he can't kick your legs?
Right.
It's really hard for me to watch boxing sometimes and not think about kicking someone's legs. Or someone kicking someone's legs, rather. Not that I'm running around, man, I want to kick people. I mean, I see the way they're standing, and I'm like, yeah, well,
Look
this
at
is
those little thighs.
Yeah, I'm like, this is effective as long as someone's not kicking your legs.
Yeah.
But if you're fighting the same fight, but you're fighting someone like Joe Schilling, he's gonna be fucking kicking the shit out of your legs.
Yeah.
It's a totally different experience, and he's a long dude, so he's gonna be standing way on the outside, and if you don't know how to deal with that, you're only going to be able to absorb a few of those before you're useless.
Yeah. Or you think of like Badr Hari's like leaping overhand right, where he commits everything, all of his childhood pain into that right hand, right? You can't do that all the time in MMA because someone will just go duck underneath it and double leg you. But he's never had to worry about that. So, you know, it's still he's one of the most exciting motherfuckers ever. And he's fighting again soon.
He's fighting Rico
dope.
Verhoeven.
That's going to be amazing.
December 10th.